Hello again, welcome back to Asgard, and welcome back to Enigmatica 6 Expert. Now today, we are going to be starting on some server tours, one of my favorite times on the patron servers, where we get to go out and look at people's bases and see kind of what some of the other players have been up to with their bases and with their builds. And now this time around, instead of doing just episode after episode after episode of base tours, we will be kind of mixing it up, so we'll have some normal episodes and we'll have some base tours. That way we're still kind of doing some progression, but we're also covering all the bases and stuff like that. But I figured we'd start these about episode 20, and then I had everybody sign up that was interested in having their bases toured, and that way we can step out and take a look at those. So we're actually starting out at Fake Value King / LehJew. I know they just changed their name here recently. We're starting out at their base, and I have to say I love the colors. It's violesite brick, some basalt tile, and some disordered basalt, grimwood. I actually really like the colors here. So I just kind of flew over here. They're not too far, and I love the, I noticed this the other day. I noticed there's this heart-shaped claim over here, which I absolutely love. Basically just right over the ocean here from our base. So I really love the kind of the claim shape that's over here. And I haven't been through this base yet. I did notice some things down by the ocean. We're going to check those out here in a moment. But I haven't been over here personally. I've been kind of waiting to see it. Some of the bases that we'll be checking out I have seen, but some of them I have not seen. So, but we'll start over here at the windmill area. And I notice a lot of crops here around this. It looks like this is like just a circular walkway that runs around the windmill. And I can hear a create cobble gen system running kind of in the background in here, which I'm assuming is powered by the windmill right there. So we have kind of a mix of create machines. It looks like a lot of these are maybe manual create machines, but I do hear a cobble gen back in here, which appears to be overflowed. But I love the consistent color scheme. I think the color scheme actually really works. I'm not sure if there's a way we can get up to the upper layers of the windmill. I don't think so. Yeah, I don't think there's a way that we can access that, but I do like the colors in there. And I noticed this when we were coming up. I noticed these aurora blocks up in this main structure. I'm not sure if there's a way we can go up here, but it does say work in progress, and it looks to be what's going to be probably a carbuncle farm for source, if I had to guess. I'm not sure. Maybe if we hop up here, we'll get an idea. Yeah, it looks like it's probably meant to be, I'm assuming, going to be an elevator that runs up that, if I had to guess. And let's go ahead and get a look here. Yeah, that one's hollowed out. Yeah, so I'm assuming that it's going to be an elevator, but it's just not installed yet. Oh, and I like that crystal right there on the top. I didn't notice it whenever I came in because I was coming in low kind of through the trees there. Because it's actually sitting at a pretty high elevation. And I was kind of flying through and hit that. Black light from Industrial Decor. And of course the Aurora blocks from Better End. By the way, a block that you might like, if you want it, is that capsid block. I have a bunch of those. From the mob farm, and I think with the color scheme they might work with that kind of dark purple and kind of pinkish maybe. So if you're interested in those, let me know, and I will happily set you up with those. Now if we come down here, I noticed there's a bunch of these Cherry Park benches from Mr. Crayfish kind of around through here, and it's meant to be kind of like a scenic spot, it looks like. Oh, and I love that ship. I wonder if that's a custom ship or if that's one of the if Mighty Architect maybe does ships or not. It kind of looks like the pirate ships that you find out in the ocean. Right, we'll have to take a closer look as we come down. But I love this kind of terraced design here on the edge of this mountain. It actually works out quite nice. Oh, this is a lot bigger than I was expecting. Work in progress. Yeah, that's one thing to note. I think most of the bases that we tour over the next few episodes are probably going to be work in progress. It's still fairly early into the pack, and of course building it can take a while. So But if we head on down, this looks like it's going to come out on other layers of sort of this terraced design. I love this area here. Kind of the change in color palettes from floor to floor. And we kind of have this like checkered floor design, which I quite like. We'll go down, but let's check out the terrace for this layer here real quick. More of these. I love the cherry tables. I love the colors on this base. Like, it's kind of dark, but like in a good way. These, I actually came across these banners in the end. You can find them around the end cities. I was looking for shulkers, only to find out that I couldn't move them with soul shards, and I didn't have a shrink array at the time, so I may have to try that out. But the way that the shulkers are kind of like a block, but not a block sort of thing, they're kind of weird. They don't work with soul shards. It acts like it will pick them up, but it doesn't exactly pick them up. You can place them back down in the same spot that you picked them up, but nowhere else. And then this is dragon tree bark. So, of course, we use this. I'm familiar with this wood. We used it a bit in ATM Spellbound. So, for building. So, and this looks like a little R's area. I like this. Oh, and there's a waystone back in there. That's cool. I'm going to take that. Crafting terminal with pretty pipes. I'm assuming that there is probably a storage area kind of tucked back in there if I had to guess. Tetra wall scrolls. Okay. Well, I can't check it, but I wonder if there's some kind of storage system tucked back in there or something. Alright, so if we come out here, because that's one thing I haven't seen is like storage anywhere. I'm assuming that it's somewhere. Maybe back in here. Let's check out the last... Oh, I like this. Oh, and there's more there's so many like scenic seating spots in the space, and it really kind of worked with like that side of the mountain quite a bit. What block is that? Brimstone from Quark. And then on this side, yeah, we got another probably going to be like a little dock or access point so you can get out of the water. Yeah. Interesting. I love the way that looks, though. We'll go over to the ship in just a moment. Let's check out the inside of this first. Red rock, scoria. Aha, this looks like an atom portal area. Oh, and I love the continuation of the glass so you can see down where the water is and stuff. Enchantment table. Oh, Shiverstone, which has kind of the ice effect where you slide. And then kind of like these display pedestals here. Undergarden. I like these little portal areas. Like all the portals you need down here. And I love the little atom display. I love these dimension displays so much. They're quite nice. And then the nether one over here. And those nether banners. Yeah. Like, I love I'm the same way. I love collecting, like, banners, like the black banner from the end and the one from the nether. These atom ones, I don't know if these are... Actually, I think you find these in the nether too, I want to say. I think I've got some of them, but I can't remember. But that's one thing, I'm terrible at making, like, banner designs. I tend to use the same thing, you know, like the flower charge. So I love collecting banners and stuff from other dimensions. I love this ship. It's all Grimwood. Yeah. That's actually the same kind of doors that I use was Grimwood, just on the mob farm, just because it fit more, the mob farm area, because I've been putting in doors and stuff. But something I haven't noticed yet is where the items are stored. Like, I know there's that crafting terminal, which makes me think it connects to something, you know, some storage or something somewhere, but I haven't found where that is. I wonder if this was a custom ship. It reminds me of the ones that the mobs are in, like on the ocean. Which I guess you could take it with like the create schematic on thing. And move it over, but I'm not sure if that's what it is or not. Huh. And then maybe just the blocks change to Grimwood. I'm not for sure, but I do love the ship because it matches the same like color scheme, like that dark brown and purple color scheme. But yeah, so that is LeJew's base thus far on the server. So once again, I love the way that they use the kind of that vertical hillside there. I just love it. And kind of brought this sort of terraced base design up to like this large tower that's up here. So actually coming along extremely nice. And once again, I do have those capsid blocks. So if you need these, they're kind of clear like a glass. They can't be used with frame blocks, worth noting. But they are kind of clear like a glass and might actually work out with your color scheme. So if you need some, just let me know. Now next up we have Peiha's base, which this is just their natural altar that's kind of out here. But it seems like the main base looks like it's going to be over here. This is all smooth stone kind of sticking out of the hillside here. Oh, but I can see... Okay, so we've got... Well, this is kind of nifty. It looks like it's going to be sort of like a futuristic-esque base, but you can see a create tree farm over here running, which is something I had actually considered setting one of these up, and we might actually get to see it run. It looks like the saws are turned off. And actually, I think there was some on the server, and that's why we didn't bother setting one up. It was causing a lot of lag. There was a few on the server that were somewhat problematic as far as TPS. Create tends to be that way, so mainly with its like multi-blocks like this, it tends to be a little bit intensive. And then also in terms of like dropped items and stuff like that. So, but over here, we've got apiaries running. Looks like the Clawgrim Bee is wigging out up there. And some more apiaries. A lot of basalt, a lot of smooth stone, it looks like, around this. We're going to have to go down there. It looks like it's all blocked off with enchanted ash for the entrances. Some Tetra stuff. Oh, I like that windmill design. But it looks like it's going to be like a sort of a reactor or something. Silk moth killing system over here. And then over here we have mechanism dynamic tank doing blazing blood. So we'll probably see a spawner right there. Yeah. And apiary. Nothing in it, but some kind of an apiary system over here. And a big TC smeltery system. And then all the portals here. That's something we haven't started at all, is TC. We're going to have to, because I am going to need blazing blood before too terribly long. There's core samples in here. One second. I've got to figure out what is going on outside. I hear this like screeching. One second. Okay, I went out there and had a listen. It sounds like it's bobcats. Which is weird because I haven't heard bobcats around here in some time. Like, well, basically ever since I moved here, I've never heard bobcats. And I'm usually up at night, you know. Normally I hear coyotes, but I haven't heard bobcats. I used to hear them a lot when I was living, you know, when I was younger at my parents' house, but I haven't heard them around here, so it's kind of interesting. Let's head... Oh, there is an oil rig, or what's going to be an oil rig. A lot of core samples around here. But it looks like that's going to be an oil rig set up. Okay, so let's pop down into, I guess, well, let's do the courtyard first before we go into, I guess, what's the base proper. It looks like it's basalt and then factory blocks, you know, down the sides here. We've got farms, and then back in here, some kind of a spawner system. It looks like drowned. Is what it looks like. Maybe for Nautilus, perhaps? And that looks like a mine. And then over here we've got like an Rs automation setup. XNAT. This looks like a seal for something. Either that or maybe it's just a blazing archwood farm that's powering volcanic source link, perhaps. And there's agronomic. Yeah, there's volcanic source link there. Probably being ran off of this blazing archwood farm. Little mana system back in here. Sooty and gas, probably for making blaze bees, maybe? If I had to guess. And then various different magic set up over here. Eidolon, Botania. Try lighting this only when you're using it. Oh, that might have been something that Tyler put up. Maybe if it was causing like lag or something like that. Oh, okay. So let's head into the base proper at this point. Of course, that's where we came down at a second ago. We've got various different create stuff. There might be a way... Yeah, it looks like... Oh, wow, there's all kinds of stuff back in there. Coke ovens. We've got travel anchors between pneumatics, crafting, and create. And then the different fan setups. I'm sure this one was for smoking. And crushing wheel, automatic setup it looks like. And then mechanical crafters. So what all is back in here? There's an awful lot going on back here. Sequence assembly there. This looks like another sort of sequenced assembly. This is where the Blazing Blood's coming in, which we're going to be getting into that. That's for making the mage fiber, or like the tier 2 fiber. Tank. Here with Builder's Tea. All kind of ran off of XNet. XNet is great for that sort of stuff. Flywheel system. Rotation speed controller into large cog wheel. Of course that, we haven't made any. I'm usually not crazy about them because I like the addition of all the added cogs. But maybe in places where we don't have a lot of space for that, we might use them. But it allows us, of course, to set whatever speed that we want it to run at. So you can do it without the whole cog setup and everything. Bunch of different machines back in here. Is that honey, etching acid, creosote there. Okay. It looks like we're kind of behind everything, and we've got XNet, or refined storage controller here. So what do we have over here? The rest of the immersive stuff. Refined storage system, the centrifuge for resourceful bays, which we're going to be actually getting into those here fairly soon. Just thermal machines. That's refined fuel and refined fuel. Yeah, it's kind of like a futuristic style base here. Bunch of materials there. And the rest of the drawer system on this side. Okay, this is for automatic crafting. Bound to energizing orb. Yeah. Multi-servos for everything. Fluid encapsulator stuff. Okay. Just various different machines automated for refined storage there. Fluid extractor system with strip jungle logs. Or with probably jungle logs, because they go jungle logs and strip, then they get destroyed, so. Oh, I like that. What is... I can't really tell what that is from up here. I don't know. It might be Peiha. Oh, I like the pressure chamber here. It's kind of like a window. And then the refinery system. And actually, we're going to be automating a lot of this stuff in an upcoming episode. Originally, I was going to do Botania first, but I think I'm actually going to be doing Pneumaticraft first because I want to get those centrifuges up and running. Because actually, the biggest points of lag within my base are just due to bees not having the bee produce that we need coming in. So a lot of my requesters they're requesting, but I don't have the stuff to fulfill their needs. So, and then over here we have Vortex Tube And it's dissipating the cold air up through heat sinks, it looks like. Yeah. And then fuel wood next to that. So, pressure tubes into a heat frame, probably for making plastic and stuff like that. Yeah, there's some molten plastic left over. I'm imagining that's what that's for. Huh. And what do we have? Spawners back in here. Cave spiders and wraiths back in here, it looks like. And how do we get... Is there a way to get into that, like, lower chamber somehow? Because there's, like, a lot of space down here, but I don't know... Ah, elevator. Oh, down here is a Peiha reactor system. Yeah, I think that's it at the moment. But it's shaping up to be kind of like a futuristic, kind of a hole coming up right here. So I'm actually really interested to see where this goes. Oh yeah, I never... There we go, no more phantoms now. But yeah, it's shaping up to be kind of like a hole design, kind of a futuristic hole design with factory blocks and basalt. So I'm curious to see how this goes forward and how it shapes up, because it's definitely looking interesting. But yeah, this has been Peiha's base, and I have to say it's coming along quite nicely. I love the colors here a lot. All right, now next up we have the base of the Professor, and I was looking because they've actually taken this slime island, they've actually cobblestone slabbed it over, I guess to prevent spawns. Slime spawning up there. But if we take a look over here, I'm actually curious as to what... it's a squid farm right here. Yeah, so squid's just dropping down in here. Oh, and there's some kind of a rail cart system. Aha! Yeah, rail cart system collecting the items. Oh, that's nifty. You don't normally see stuff like that in modded, and I love it. And then right over here we have the actual base proper. Now, I may have to run back home now that I think about it. We'll see. But this is the Professor's entry. Oh, they actually have the garage door open. Okay. I knew that it had a garage door. I've actually been over here because Professor was showing me their base kind of before they went on vacation. But there's actually a garage door here. So normally you'd need a garage door opener to enter it. But they've left it up for us, so yeah. And there's another garage door there from McCaw's doors. Yeah, McCaw's doors. And then a lot of these little dynamic edge lights from Simply Lights. A lot of gray concrete. This base is actually really, really cool. Like I said, I have seen the inside, but I haven't seen it in a little bit. So maybe, like I said, I know Professor's been on vacation, but we'll see if anything has changed within it. But right here, we do have a elevator here. It's going to take us down into the base. And this is designed to be kind of like a vault-themed base, like from Fallout type shelter base. And I love this little create elevator. Of course, still got to stick with my Enigmatica elevators. I love Enigmatica elevators because they make that sound, but I know they're a little bit further into progression, so we'll go ahead and send the elevator back up. And we can see the contraption down here that powers it. So we can see the little create system. That actually looks kind of cool with the double cogs. So you can see the cogs right there, kind of pushing it up. And then there's a sticky mechanical piston up there, and that's what allows it to lower as the the piston goes down to that, the piston rod. And then up here we have the wireless redstone connection for it. So okay, so let's go ahead and head into the base proper. And like I said, this is a Fallout-esque base, and to me, like, a little bit has changed. Actually, this whole like chain system here has changed, and the vault door has gotten a little bit spiffier since the last time I was over here, but it does remind me of playing Fallout, and you go into those underground shelters, and you kind of walk across that bridge. Was it Fallout 5? I think that had a couple of them you go in that this one really reminds me of. But pop back up here. Oh, and I love that. See, this is all new. too, but yeah, this entryway, it really, really pops. Looking so good. And then back in here, I know this is still, I know I had a lot of people say, be sure and say that my base is work in progress, but you know, I think all of our bases are work in progress, and various different, I've picked up some like random stuff along the way, various different points of, you know, progression and stuff. So, but I love the entrance to this, and you can tell that Professor spent a lot of time on the entrance, from the create elevator to just getting the whole like vault door and stuff in place. I really like the way that's coming along. So, but back in here we have a little chicken farm, a little animal zoo. I like that because it's almost like Ark-esque. Back in here, little bee area back in there, pre-apiary setup there. Oh, and then a pretty pipes storage system. Wow, that is all labeled out and stuff. I don't remember if this was here the last time I was here. I know it wasn't too long before Professor went on vacation whenever I came by, but I don't remember the whole pretty pipe system. Maybe it was here, but I can't remember for sure. But I know all this back in here was here, I think, with the kelp farm there. But yeah, this is just kind of like crafting hub back in here. Tinker Smeltery. But man, the entrance to this base is so, so good. Like, I love just the amount of work that's going into just the entrance here. And I mean, this is all chiseled for the bridge and everything. But yeah, I'm loving the way this is coming together with the entrance. And so much concrete. I'm assuming this concrete probably is automated somewhere back in here. Probably through Create, maybe. Maybe this fan right... Well, I'm not sure. I'm not sure if it's automated or if it's manual right now, but yeah, it's coming along quite nice. I can't wait to see how this base evolves. And as the, you know, kind of the rest of the Fallout shelter / vault kind of comes together, I think it's going to look quite nice. But this has been Professor 85's base, once again. Alright, and then next up we have Lay Apparition's base, which is kind of nestled up in this snowy tundra area, this bluff steeps. It's actually kind of sort of north of our base a little bit. This is actually where I hunted moose at. So, because the Arctic is right next to the desert, you know. But over here, we'll start kind of in the outdoor area, and then we'll move into sort of the indoor area over there. But we have the Atom Portal and this huge farmland. I love it. I love big farmlands like this. But yeah, a variety of crops here. Mostly it looks like staples. We've got corn, we've got carrots, potatoes, rice. That looks like quinoa, demon dream, bamboo. Nature's aura area over here, and then it looks like a little archery area over here. I love this color scheme too. It's the stone bricks with the driftwood and maple. Looks like a sort of basalt. Yeah, basalt, and then blackstone, polished blackstone up there. Thank you for using the landing pad at name TBD. So I wonder, with it being like landing pads like that, I wonder if there's plans for like luminizers or something like that. You know, something in that vein. Oh, there's a gate up there too. We'll have to check that out here in just a moment. Ooh. What do we have here? It's like a little equipment hall. I love that design for the building. Oh, and there's cyan terracotta for the base. Like the foundation of it. Okay, so there's two different staircases to upstairs. Yeah. Lay Apparition's actually... Lay Apparition and Tyler are the two people that brought me a bunch of heads from like villages and stuff like that. And you can see where their heads have started... being used here for like this dining room. Oh, and actually the other set of stairs must come up somewhere else. Where does this go? up into an attic. I love it because it's kind of like a guard's barracks over here. I love this sort of like village style that's taking shape. It looks like I've actually been to this base a few times because when I was up here hunting moose, this was a very convenient waystone for me to use to go back and forth to take them over with a soul shard. Oh, and look at that big gate over there. We're going to take a look at that too. Hope you had a great time in the forest. Welcome. Name to be decided. Now, it is possible that I was supposed to enter the base from this side. I just took the waystone over and I wasn't thinking, but yeah, I may have started this a little bit from the wrong side, perhaps. If it was meant to be a directed tour, because this is a base I'm actually pretty familiar with because I've been through here quite a bit, but I don't remember this. This might be newer or something, but light gray concrete factory blocks, quartzite. Looks like it's probably going to lead into like a tech area, if I had to guess. Like a more industrialized style design than outside. Oh wow, big old sets of brass casings. Sounds like apiaries. Yeah, it's got to be apiary. Yeah, actually I see the apiary right there. Glow shroom. Wow. Yeah, this is a pretty decent size. It's probably planned for all the bees, because I think it's like 10 apiaries or something like that. If you do the, the correct number of bees to apiaries, I think it comes out to be like 10 or something like that. I can't remember. It's like 80 something bees in total. But yeah, there's probably some pretty big stuff planned for over in this area, but I think this area is mostly unfinished at the moment. So let's head back over to sort of the more base proper. Oh. This is a corundum area, yep. Undergarden portal and some villagers back in here. Nether portal. Okay. Chanting area. There we go. Eidolon, which looks like they went ahead. We still haven't upgraded to the elder statue and all that, but it's because it's really not necessary per se, and we just haven't needed it. We haven't really needed much of Eidolon since kind of the earlier stuff, so we will kind of push on though, because there is some things from Eidolon that I do want. A couple carbuncles here managing a field. That's one thing I do need to add a second carbuncle to mine. But so far, I mean, it's keeping up on source. But since we got it automated, I noticed a few times whenever I was running it where it might run through a jar or two, So probably setting up another carbuncle before too long should be in order. So, but yeah, this looks like, oh, it's a composting system and then the agronomic up here. Doesn't look like they're using the source berries for food, so food-based sourced, but yeah. And then looks like we have some more apiaries over here, which I'm gonna guess those are in the process of getting moved. It actually doesn't seem like there's any bees. No, there's no bees in here. Storage back in here. Okay. Now, if we continue on. These are the structures I'm pretty familiar with because there's a very, very convenient waystone over here. So, oh, and we got some armor stands. So it's going to be like an armor display area. And then, if we continue up, this building up here, just a bedroom at the moment. And then over to this room, or this building, arboreal extractor over here, and centrifugal separator. Now in here, this is the waystone that I used, because originally this door was actually opened at the time, so I was going in and out using that waystone, but it has since been closed. I have I have it set so that I can bypass claims now, just so I can open doors for the base tours, but normally I wouldn't be able to use that door. So, and then down here we have the big sort of like storage hub type room down here. So, and everything's kind of labeled down through there, and lots of storage and smelting and stuff. So, but yeah, so that has been Lay Apparition's base. I actually really love the style of this, because you kind of have this sort of like village-esque area, and then you have this really pretty farmland. I love this. I don't know if this was natural or if this was built to be this way. I'm willing to bet, though, that it's probably built to be this way. But I love the biome choice, and I love this gate a lot. It kind of reminds me of like a hobbit hole right there, you know. But yeah, so that has been Lay Apparition's base. And with that, I know it's going to be about wrapping up point for this episode, so we'll wrap it up here. It'll be our first 4 bases that we've taken a look at, but we've got probably a couple more episodes worth of bases that we'll be going through. So, but like I said, we will still be doing progression episodes as well in the process. So, but I wanted to kind of mix it up, and that way, instead of just having an entire week of base tours, we have a week of base tours with normal episodes too. So, but anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed the episode. If you did, as always, be sure and hit that like button and go ahead and subscribe if you're not already to stay updated with when new videos come out. And be sure to go down in the comments and show some love for the builds that we've looked at today. A lot of really good builds coming together. So be sure and show your love for Peiha, LeJew, Professor, and Lay Apparition. So all four bases are looking quite nice. I love the color schemes, and I love getting to see what you guys have been working on as well. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed the episode, and I hope to see you guys next time. So until then, as always, do take care, stay safe. I'll see you guys then.